Hey everyone, welcome back to another course member live stream. Happy New Year as well. It's 2025, kind of crazy. Okay, well, the nice thing is back to the studio here, and well, finally, I feel like all of December has just been a mess in terms of where I've been and what's been going on, but it's good. It's sort of a break from normalcy, and now I'm actually really grateful to be back to normal, back to a little more in the studio. Anyway. This morning, obviously, we've got to talk about what's going on with the Tesla production numbers. I'm not so worried about the Tesla deliveries miss personally. I was actually pretty optimistic overall, mostly because there were so many referrals coming through of people using referral links. But I recognize that that's not a real barometer because that could be skewed by mentions, right? But I was optimistic. Is also the quarter in which I got my CT Cybertruck, which is an amazing vehicle, frankly. But obviously, you've got a little bit of a 3% dippy dude here, losing that 414 number now, and you've got that psychological level at 400. You're pretty decently below right now. So we'll see what happens when the market opens here in a couple of minutes. When the market opens in a couple of minutes, you'll probably start seeing some of the institutional movements, whether that'll be buying or selling. But this is the first time Tesla's seen a decline like this in over a decade. Probably worth writing that down. Let's see here. First a decline in over a decade. Right. So a lot of folks are really optimistic that maybe production is going down because they're going to release a new lower cost vehicle. That's a thesis that a lot of bulls have. And that would be good. That'd be a game changer. I don't know if they're going to. There have always been these illusions. Like you've kind of got two things. You've got in the last, I think it was the last or the one before that. I think it was Q3. And it was either Q3 or Q2. Q2 or Q3 slide deck. They talked about newer or lower cost vehicles coming in the future. And a lot of people think that means in Q1 we're going to have new vehicles. Let's find that because I think that's a pretty important slide deck. I'm just gonna write lower cost. Lower cost of production ramp. Okay, so that's Q2 there, and we do have the bell in 30 seconds. So we'll grab the bell together here, and then we'll watch what's going on. But looking at these shareholder decks will be key. So let's listen in here while I find it.
Is a stock that you ought to think twice about. Maybe you take a little off.
Take a little off, but not short it, to your point.
No, because that game, we found that it's so fraught to be in a situation that others are short. We learned that from Roaring Kitty in GameStop.
Roaring Kitty, yeah, raises his head again. That guy lost all credibility with me after that game, the last one on GameStop. All right, there it is. Opening bell for the first time in 2025. Here at the big board, American Red Cross kicking off Blood Donor Month over at the NASDAQ New Era Helium. That was a recent listing via SPAC. By the way, SPACs, they have not died.
No,
they have not died.
And there's
SPACs have not died, they said. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it seems like they always say this, which is very interesting. I'm going to show you these in just a moment here. But in the meantime, a little bit of attempted green candle there on Tesla at the open. Let's see if that holds. The Tesla website's now slowing down. Probably too many people trying to look at the Tesla shareholder decks to see what's going on. It's all right. Tesla website's now slowing down. Okay, what is this nonsense? There we go. All right. So let me try one more of them here. Okay, here we go. If you just open the shareholder deck and you do Command F for models, they added it in Q3 23. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, here we go. So watch this. If I do this correctly, if I type in models, okay, was it in Q3 or was it Q4? Oh, it may have been Q4 then. Affordable. Okay, no, it wasn't in Q3. It was Q4. Models. What the heck? I thought I just had it. Okay, is it here? New models. No, it was just 24 then. Okay, never mind. Then I opened the other ones thinking that it was still there. No, never mind. Okay, so all year they've basically had this. So in Q1, they added the following section. We have updated our future vehicle lineup to accelerate the launch of new models ahead of our previously communicated start of production in the second half of 2025. Okay, so this is kind of what they've been talking about, and this is that excitement that people have. It's like, okay, well, you're going to start production of some new models, by the second half of 25, which would be sometime between July and December. I mean, theoretically, all it's going to take is Elon saying, hey, we're going to make a 25K vehicle, and the stock could surge. But Elon said, I think it was and I'm pretty sure it was at Robo Day. What was that day called again? I don't know, Robo, whatever. We'll just call it Robo Day. That a 25K vehicle that is not fully autonomous won't make sense, which is odd. But remember that the robotaxi is expected to be fully autonomous. I actually think this line likely refers to the robotaxi itself. Because remember Elon's trajectory. His trajectory has been robotaxi, some units, 2025, mass production, by 2027. So in 2026, those have sort of been his words, right? So this is very interesting. And if you look at each of these, affordable, there it is. It's basically the same line in each of these quarterly reports. So this was just a tease all along about the robotaxi. There's no cheaper car. There's no $25,000 Tesla. It's just the robotaxi. And this is why Elon says, if you don't believe in AI, if you don't believe in FSD, don't buy, right? The stock. And its ability, I should clarify. It's FSD's ability to handle fully autonomous. So that's interesting. But in addition to this, what's also interesting is that we've seen this production decline now. So let's go look at that. Okay. Yeah. So compared to expectations, this right here missed by 9%, and this missed by about 3%. So the question is, and then we did have energy storage deployments. But they did for the year. Oh, here we go. 11 gigawatts for the quarter. This is very good. This is actually an incredible number right here. Let me look here at press. I'm pretty sure that's the highest. 6.9, 9.4, and 4. Yeah, it was the highest by a good chunk, by like 20%. So this is really good, the gigawatt deployments. But again, most of the company's valuation isn't based on batteries. Don't get me wrong. What they're doing with solar and batteries, I'm a big fan of. Huge fan. No, nobody's a bigger fan of solar than me. But that's not where the valuation's coming from. So the Cybertruck was firework proof. Yeah, that was crazy. Look at the queues dumping here. Right at the open. Okay, that's the first trade of the year, eh? Let me get my Tim Hortons coffee here. Hold on a sec. Join without. There we go. Okay, yeah, now I can see the comments better. I want to see what y'all are saying. All right, why the bow tie? The real question is, why are you not wearing a bow tie? Somebody says, I expect SoFi to recover quickly. Oh, we'll look at that in just a sec. Tim's coffee sucks. Oh, Max. You know what sucks is me holding an event in Canada and you not coming. I can't let you live it down. All right, Kevin, are you DCing into TLT calls or are you just sitting there waiting? I've been DCing myself. You know, like so I clapped. Oops, I meant to click a different one. I meant to oh my gosh. There, I meant to click this. I'm more like sitting and wait at this point. You know, I have DCA'd at about, you know, $90 on TLT. But I think I've got enough to where even if the thesis plays out as expected, it still performs exceptionally well if the thesis plays out, which is either a you know, barely eking a soft landing or a recession. Obviously, if you know, this sort of like boom that we've seen in Q4 continues, well, then that's worst case scenario, and it's just a losing bet. Just fine. It is what it is. That's trades. But me personally, what do I think? Well, I mean, I still think it's going to play out. I still think rates are going to plummet this year. Or yields, you know. So we'll see. Could be wrong. Okay, so let's see here. What's going on? Well, let's first understand a little bit more about Tesla. Let's see here. So I'm just going to grab what I wrote in the Alpha report this morning, and we'll sort of add to this. All right. This mention of a more affordable vehicle began in Q1 2024 and continued since. It references starting production in 2H 2025. This aligns, mind you, with when Elon Musk says the Cybercab would begin production. This suggests no new affordable model may be coming outside the RoboCab. Oh, also note, Elon himself says a $25K vehicle that is not fully autonomous does not make sense. You know, in my opinion, this is probably because this likely means it doesn't make economical sense for Tesla. That they've run the numbers and basically margin would be zero to do it. You know, I've regularly argued that they should have smaller battery pack vehicles, but I'm starting to think the battery packs are where the margin is. So think about that for a moment. Do you really need to carry around a battery that gives you 300 miles of range? Of course not. If you are actually someone who can diligently park in the same spot every single day, and you just have the habit of plugging it in every single day, you probably don't need more than 75 miles of range. Round it up to 100. If you're somebody that doesn't have a convenient place to park, or you need to travel variable distances, or you're gone for periods of time, well, you know, where you're not able to plug it in, well, obviously in all those scenarios, you would want a larger pack. But if you don't have a larger pack, or if you let's say you just needed a 75-mile range pack, well, that battery could be about literally 25% the size of normal battery packs that you see in these cars. So my thought is, oh, okay, well, you should be able to then cut costs down $4,000 or $5,000 and get a $25,000 car. But I'm starting to think it's so cheap now to make these batteries in China, the lithium iron phosphate batteries, that why would you give people a smaller battery? That's just going to destroy all the margin, and then Tesla's margins won't be as high. I think the batteries are actually where they're making the money. I think that's true on hybrids as well. I remember when I bought a Toyota Prius in 2010 or 2011, I can't remember. I'm like, man, this is like a glorified Toyota Camry. But it was because it had a battery, and I was paying like $9,000 more. And I'm like, dude, I just prepaid a whole lot of gas to have a Prius and a hybrid. So, you know, even 13 years ago, I'm like, dude, I feel like I got ripped off. I bought a Prius to save gas, but I got a $21,000 Camry for $30,000 by paying for a $9,000 battery that's now going to save me gas over the next 7 years. Well, how much gas am I really going to save over those next 7 years? $9,000 worth? Probably not. Crazy. But hey, supported the green revolution. Ay. All right. Let's go look at SoFi. Let's see what's going on over there. SoFi's down 7%. Let me just quickly see if there's any news on it. I didn't see anything on it this morning, but then again, it also wasn't down 7% this morning. All right, let's see. SoFi cut to underperform at KBW. Whatever. All right, some price target cut. All right, what else you got here? You got access to the HOV lanes. Whoa, that's true. Yeah, you got me. I'm seeing tons of real estate deals where people bought it in the past couple of years and are selling it for 30 to 50% off because of JPow's comments on interest rates. High fear time. Where is this, Christian Pittman? This must be these must be in some of the more COVID-y markets, Texas, Florida. No, you can't buy BTC or Bitcoin in an ETF like that, double. That'd be very very interesting. You could do that in a company though. HouseHack theoretically could do that, but HouseHack does it with houses. Let's see here. Lithium prices are plummeting. Yep. Well, hence where the margin is, right? Let's look at lithium prices. Lithium prices. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Yeah, I mean that's nice. Yeah, so I mean this just screams margin is what it does. All right, getting some recovery here. Some green candles are coming back alive. All right. Let's see what else here. Let's see. I should have the ability to go 300 a day. Yeah, but you don't. Like, I'm not saying there shouldn't be a 300-mile variant. Have a 300-mile variant for people like you who want that ability. But for somebody who isn't driving most of the time that much, it doesn't make sense. I'm single, and most of the time 50 miles is more than enough, but on occasion. But for a couple with 2 cars, one could easily be short range with 70 miles. Exactly. Right. So, like, Lauren could have, if she's going to go to the school or to grocery stores or whatever, she's like never driving more than 20 miles in a day. So why have a 300-mile range vehicle for her? It doesn't make sense. All it means for her is, I guess I don't have to plug it in, but once every 10 days. Because if you're driving 25 miles or whatever every day times 10, there's 250, and then you're like, oh crap, I got 50 miles left. I guess I got to plug it in. That's usually what ends up happening. Garrett Forrester says I've been wrong all year on Tesla last year. Well, actually, I think that's entirely wrong. If you look back in my videos, and we did a very important course member live stream on this. It was in, I want to say it was in like May or June, right before the big run up to about 260 in Tesla. We pointed out that volatility was at like a 14-year low or something that had only occurred 4 times in the last 14 years, and it usually preceded a really large run up in Tesla, and then Tesla ran up to 260, which I personally thought that was the extent of the run up. Obviously, it went higher than that, but thanks, Garrett. Great way to start the year. Continuing to be an asshole. Good man. Tim Hortons coffee is legit. The rest of their food products are questionable, though. Except their apple fritter. I'll have to try that. I've only tried their donuts there. All right. Instead of focusing on pumping vehicles, they should pump those numbers on repairability and parts. Still having to wait months for parts. Well, that sucks. What part are you waiting for? Somebody says Enphase news. What's going on with Enphase? Timbits are the best. Yes. Somebody says, I need a doomsday battery, 1 million miles. Yeah. Honestly, Enphase is probably going up because of the Tesla Gigawatt release. Like there, if you want the pure energy play, Enphase is where it is. You know, the Enphase doesn't have a valuation that's propped up at, you know, what's it called? Or propped up by cars or FSD or, you know, AI hopes. JKP guy says Tess, sup. Kitty tweets having less and less impact. I think so. It's sad. You know, I think people now sort of know that every time he tweets, he just has a, you know, big call position. Yeah. And, yeah. Undeveloped land, LOL, I like trees. It's undeveloped land. Oh, hold on. What's the breaking news?
These are December final reads on the manufacturing side. Our mid-month read was 48.3. It improved up to 49.4, but it's still the 6th consecutive month in contraction. So the last 6 months under 50. The first 6 months of 2024 were above 50. 49.4 fits right in with November, which was 49.7. Both just a bit, but still under 50. Big story today is how the dollar index came in 2025 roaring. If it would have closed at some of the higher levels today, be the highest close going back to November of 22. We still have construction spending and the ISM PMIs at the top of the hour. Squawk on the Street will return after a short break.
Yeah, whatever. That doesn't mean much. Anyway, getting a little bit of a recovery here on markets. So you get the green candles coming there on both Tesla and Securities. So okay, let's also take a peek at what went on with the BYD numbers. BY Dizzle. Yes, okay. BY Dizzle numbers. All right, so passenger vehicle sales in 2024 up 41% year over year. Now, obviously, that includes hybrids. Yeah, hybrid, plug-in hybrid, 307,706. And then total came in at 509,440. Battery EV, I think that's the difference. Yeah, it is. Battery EV, was that 20 something? Yeah, 207,734. Interesting. Does Buffett still own BYD? Let me see. Buffett, in June, Buffett dumps BYD shares. I wonder if did he dump all of them? Cut its large stake in BYD. Huh. Sold another, trimming a stake. Oh, no, just trimming. Okay, well, I'll just look at Buffett Berkshire Holdings. Let's just try that. So there are plenty of Berkshire trackers. Okay, BYD. Oh, yeah, no, they still have some BYD. Just did a little bit of selling. There you go. So, still 0.6% as a like portion of their portfolio. 25% Apple almost. American Express 15. Wow. Coca-Cola 8. Very interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. So Warren Buffett says Bitcoin is probably rat poison squared. Oh, that was in 2018. Oh no. Why are they like? I think it's funny that that shows up as related. A 2018 article. Ouch. Yeah, what was it worth then? Like $3,000? If I could buy a 5-year put on every one of the cryptocurrencies, I'd be glad to do it, but I would never short a dime's worth. Right, because with a short, you could lose an infinite amount of money. With a put, you just lose what you invested. Wow. Oopsies. Anyway, maybe he'll still be right one day. All right. So yeah, there's Bitcoin at 97. Speaking of which. So what else do we think about? I want to see what else people are saying about Tesla here. Because the delivery numbers or the production numbers seem low. Also, by the way, regarding Frohes Neues, danke. Let me see this. Tesla. All right. So Troy was off too. How far was he off? Oh, he was pretty close. 501. And then we got 495, 7. No. Oh, wait. Hold on a sec. Okay. Hold on a sec here. Let me look at these numbers. Tesla. Yeah. 512,277 was the Wall Street expectation. But you actually ended up getting 495, 570. 495, 570 divided by 501. Troy only missed by about 1.09%. Troy, 1.09% miss. That's pretty good. That's pretty dang close, actually. Oh, no. Not again, Ross. No. No. So Ross says, not to mention FSD yesterday in Venice can't even come close to the ability of Waymo. Waymo's everywhere. I have to disengage FSD constantly. Ross, no. Okay. And then Troy mentioned Tesla just released their numbers. My error rate was 0.03, or sorry, 0.3% for production, 1.1 for deliveries. Yeah, it did pretty well. Cybertruck deliveries lower than expected, he says. I really like the Cybertruck, we'll say. Okay. Well, what about, let's see, I asked what people thought about production. Let's see here. Neo popped. Wait, I guess Neo delivered some numbers too. Let's take a look at Neo. I haven't looked at Neo in a minute. Oh, the Qs are starting to try to rally up over here, up at 77 basis points now. Look at that V-shaped recovery. What's driving that? Everything. Let's see. Microsoft, a little bit. Apple's down. Amazon's up a bit. Goog. Yeah, Goog, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta. Oh, Meta's almost back at all-time highs. What was it, like 605 or something like that? Neo delivered 31,000 in the month of December. Why does that not seem that high? I feel like it's been there before. Let's see. Oh, no. In the fourth quarter, they delivered 72,000, 31,000 in December. That is actually pretty good. Okay. All right. So what else? Do you have anybody say anything about production? Let's see here. Nope. All right. Fine then. Let me see if Wall Street does. And we'll go back to our chat here. Okay. Tesla. No, very little on what's going on those production numbers. CNBC noted Tesla faced a sharp drop in European sales during the first quarter as competitors gained market share. From January through November, Tesla sold 283,000 vehicles in Europe, 14% drop a year earlier. Yeah, but I mean, you got production in Berlin. Maybe they're slowing down production in Berlin because of that. That's interesting. Okay. Tesla Europe down 14% year over year. That's fascinating. But, you know, that represents like half a quarter of data, 283,000 vehicles, which is, you know, what's 283 divided by what, 1.9, something like that? 283 divided by 1,900. Yeah, it's only about 14.8% of total sales, but that's down 14%. Okay. Well, and Trump is now convinced, this has already been made pretty clear, that they're going to kill the EV credit. So I'm actually surprised by this, because this was going to be the last potentially full quarter of the EV tax credit. Well, that's unfortunate. And I forgot about that just this morning, at least. This could potentially be the last full quarter of EV tax credits. So this is slightly surprising. All right. Tesla needs to produce a sub 30K vehicle. Yeah. Well, robotaxi. Right? That's what Elon says, at least. Oh, that's interesting. Hood's up 4.9 now. I put in the alpha report this morning that, you know, Hood had some potential to move on the positive crypto volumes that they've seen. Let me see. Where's BT Sizzle? Yeah, there you go. 97K. Let's go to the hour chart. You can see some recovery here from that 91K. Let's see here. Ethereum. Let me see. ETH USD. Ethereum's 3,500. Somebody says life is great. Well, I love to hear that. Q is now below 517, confirming downtrend, slow bleed. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. The line that I keep referring to, by the way, is this. It's a pretty, you know, it's been pretty consistent. I mean, go out here. You can see the Nike swoosh, basically, right? Look at that. Down and then up. I mean, how long have I been talking about that Nike swoosh? And so there it is. Like, the Nike swoosh has been accomplished. Now the question is, how euphoric can you get over here? And I think that's where, you know, the extent is questionable with where valuations sit now. Oh. So, but yeah, that rising vertical right now sits at just over 520. So that 517 line is now 520. I know that's weird because right here it looks horizontal, but that's just because we've zoomed into the day. Yeah. All right. What do I think of Cooler? I don't even know what that is, but I'll go find out for you. Oh, EO's stock is up 13%. It's another one that everybody keeps talking about. EO's. I'm pretty sure we've analyzed it too. But anyway, it's memeing. All right, Cooler announces active collaboration with U.S. Army to evaluate vibration reduction on helicopter platforms. Wow, it's pretty beyond me what they do. Capacitors, thermal shields. Oh, here's some numbers.
This is a November number. We're expecting a number up 0.3, a positive number. Comes in 0, unchanged. And last month's up 0.4 gets upgraded by 0.1 to up 0.5%. How does unchanged fit in? Well, unchanged equals where we were in July. To find a lower number, you go to June of 24 when it was minus 1.1.
That's a miss, by the way, in construction spending for November. That's kind of an old read, but it's the November read. Anyway. Okay. So, a quarterly report from this Cooler company. Never heard of this before. Take a quick look. Why not? So, let's see if they have any money in the bank. I've got... What is this in? It doesn't say in millions. So it appears to me that they have $912,000 in the bank with about $3 million in receivables. Is this like a super tiny company here? Current liabilities is $6 million. Well, that's not great. $6 million in debt with accrued expenses of 3.2. That doesn't sound good. What do we make? Yeah, none of this says in thousands. This is a tiny company. Look, they had 1337 over here in 2023. That's cool. But anyway, $2.2 million of gross profit. Oh my gosh, their SG&A alone ate through all of it. Like, they spend twice as much on SG&A than they do on research. That's an insane ratio right there. Interest expense. Yeah, $2 million net loss. All right, so we're burning some money. We're burning some dollar hollas. Cash flow. Oh, no. 9-month cash flow minus $12.5 million. What is this? Is there any growth? No. Flat revenue. What have you exposed me to? Watch, it's memeing. How do I look this thing up? What is this thing called? How did I get to this thing? KULR stock. All right. Aha. It's a memer. It's a memer. $856 million. No fundamentals. Went from 30 cents to $3. Right. That's why you're asking about it. Well, now you know why it was 30 cents. Cooler is a BTC bank. That's not what this says. Cooler Technology Group. Building an energy management platform. Launches Bitcoin. That's them. They're not a Bitcoin bank. They simply bought some Bitcoin. Today announced that they completed the purchase of $21 million of Bitcoin and $96,000. Dude, this is a YOLO. It's a complete YOLO. They're like, we're bankrupt. We're out of money. Let's pull a micro strategy because maybe then we'll sell for a multiple and we'll get some attention. Mic drop. YOLO. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. It's quite literally a corporate YOLO. That's funny. That explains it. Wow. Wow. I just like buying houses. I'm sorry, I'm boring. I like real estate. Kevin, Buffett's loading up on Sirius Radio. What do you think? I think he does because Sirius has such a. I was talking to somebody about this not that long ago. I think it's because there's so much exposure to aviation with Sirius, not because people actually use it in their cars. Yeah, that's my thought. Anyway. All right. So, sink or swim. Just joined finally. Awesome content, Kevin. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate you joining. I didn't think Dittman equals Elon until Elon started this whole campaign about it. Now I'm sus. Yeah, methinks thou protest too much, eh? Are there FHA loans for duplexes? Yes, there are. Hindenburg out with a short report on Carvana. Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. Hindenburg research. Carvana has issued over $5.4 billion of asset-backed securities, which retains partial interest on its balance sheet. 60-day delinquency notices across its prime borrowers are 4x the average. That basically means they're just financing any soul who walks in. It's like 2007 in housing. You want a loan? You get a loan. You get a loan. You get a loan. You want another loan? You get another loan. You get another loan. You get another loan. Oh, man. Somebody says still sober. Yep. Still am. You know, I said that I would be at least until 2025. And so yesterday, you know, I was like, I don't know, man. But I went to bed instead. So... Oh, glad to hear that, Chuck. That's awesome. Good shout out to the team there. Yeah, no, the trade alerts are there. I just have to apologize. I haven't traded as much because I've just been buried. Like the last 2 months of House Hack and you know, some reorganization we've done at House Hack to streamline how we're operating, managing expenses, accounting. You know, then I also became a pilot. It's just been insane. And so I don't want to send, you know, I don't want to half-A it, basically. So, but, you know, it'll come. I'm coming back into the groove of balance right now, which I feel pretty good about. So expect a lot more content on the channel now, too, which will be very exciting. Which people have asked, and I want your comments, too, okay? So give me some suggestions here. People want what's it called? People wanted real estate content. People wanted, I'm gonna write this down. Real estate content, like some of the OG stuff, right? So people wanted real estate content, individual stock analysis, and obviously news. What I'm confused by is nobody asked for plane content or vlog content or children content. I know nobody wants that stuff. It's fine. It's funny you say Embraer. I was an investor in Embraer for a while. I like the company. I think it's fantastic. I think they're a great company. I have nothing bad to say about them. I like them a lot. Alpha report not available for me. It should be. Oh, you mean like a sign up link for it? Oh, we could fix that. Yeah. Because I think you're right. I think the website doesn't necessarily have a sign up link for it right now. Okay. Yeah. We'll fix that. All right. Awesome. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, folks. Goodbye. Good luck.